One, two, three, four. 1, 2. Here we go. Wow. Looking pretty good with the lighting and everything. Here we go. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, man. And welcome to another exciting episode of Late for the Party on Anchor FM and Late for the Party live on YouTube. Try to see about getting my Facebook one up and rolling, but it hasn't popped up yet. So I'm not gonna worry about that one right now. Let me see if I can actually pull this off. Alright, let's see. Well, like I said, this is Late for the Party on Anchor FM and YouTube, and I think the Facebook one just popped up. So, okay, here we go. I am your host, Melodious, aka Cubba Boy, the Modern Marvel. That's right, you guys. Man, we are going to get into the Late for the Party Super Show. Oh, yes, we are. And we are about to get into a few things that, honestly, I wanted to chit-chat about. You know, just because it's a thing to do, but also I love doing it and whatnot. But also, as always, please like, comment, share, subscribe, support the podcast, the YouTube channel, the whole shabam bam. Also, check out my link tree, which everything you can see from all my social media, where my t-shirt sales on the Late for the Party store on spring.com. You could go on my link tree. The link is in the description on all my podcasts and on my bios and everything. So go ahead and check that out. Give it a gander. Also, one of the Face for Radio t-shirts that I am wearing right now, as you can see. I'm mad. The Madman Harry LaBrea t-shirt, always been one of my favorites. But man, we are gonna get into some. Like I said, this is the Late for the Party. Pretty much is gonna be the super show of everything, because I'm gonna talk about everything from the stuff that I like about pop culture and what pop culture means to me as a person. All the current stuff that I've been doing and trying to chop everything up in segments have been a little hard to do as of late, because it's like sometimes it's just better to try to just get everything down on one show and then chop them up in segments a little bit later. What's up, Michelle? How you doing? I'm on Facebook and also just saying hi. So if anybody wants to send any comments or anything my way, please do so. So, because I play video games. Also, I have my Twitch channel up. I forgot to put that up as well. So if anybody who's on Twitch, I do live. I do play. I do stream gaming and everything, and I talk about some games that are pretty dope, and the ones that catch my interest as well. So that being said, we're going to get into it a little bit. Actually, because we're going to talk about a little bit of wrestling. We're going to talk about a little bit of movies, because I did a quick fire review on Shang-Chi, but also I wanted to actually talk about why did Shang-Chi succeed where the Suicide Squad failed. And honestly, I feel like both of them are very great movies, but I do want to talk about that as well. Also want to talk about the Matrix Resurrections trailer. So I just saw that this morning. I couldn't do a live review, a live reaction, but it was already too late, and I was already caught in the trance, or caught in the Matrix, if you will. But other than that, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So let's do this. All right. Oh, like I said, also I love the lighting up in here right now, because it just makes it more broad and wide and everything, instead of just looking like I'm in a black hole somewhere and just like see this light-skinned brother just sitting here minding his own business. But okay, so here we go. Pretty much, we're going to talk about. I'm going to shake things up a little bit, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of a in my mind within the show. So we're going to talk about the whole thing with where the Suicide Squad failed, where Shang-Chi succeeds. Now, honestly, on my humble opinion, both movies to me were probably one of the best movies I've seen this year. And it's only been a handful of movies. Out of all the plethora of movies that's been out this year alone, I can only say like maybe 4 or 5 of them that actually were pretty damn good. Maybe even 6. I mean, I'm talking about Wrath of Man, the Snyder Cut of Justice League, Godzilla vs. Kong, Fast 5, Fast 9, aside from the ridiculousness of like certain things that was going on, I like the fact that, and if you get, I might run into some spoilers, but Han coming back, which was probably the coolest part of the movie about how he returned, was pretty good. But let's see, I said Fast 9. Well, it wasn't like my favorite one, but Justice League, Snyder Cut, Godzilla vs. Kong. Wrath of Man was actually pretty damn good. With Jason Statham, and should check that out too. That was pretty hardcore. Black Widow, it's a flip of a coin. I know some people like, but Black Widow was good. I mean, but the problem with Black Widow to me was the fact that you can't even really call it a phase 4, considering the fact that the phase 4 of everything is it was a kind of like a prequel, kind of like watching Ant-Man versus Wasp. Like all the incidents that happened before Infinity War, all the stuff that led up to that event. It's kind of like, why? Like, why do that? You're bringing in new characters, and we don't even hear from them after all the incidences that happened, and trying to figure out what the fuck. And after that, and I'm going to start cussing again. So I think I passed my 5-minute mark. So, but I think the problem is that like the marketing, like those movies wasn't really being marketed like it was supposed to. Like the first thing that, like when Shang-Chi was coming out, everybody was like, not really, there wasn't really much I was like seeing going on till not much in the marketing aspects, like not really many commercials or anything. And that was the same fate of Suicide Squad as well. The problem is that Suicide Squad did the whole it wasn't even really that much of a problem. I feel like Suicide Squad got a bad break because they didn't get marketed right. They worry about, but the excuses, I think it was just because that they simultaneously did it on Disney Plus. They simultaneously did it on HBO Max, as well as bringing it out in the movie theater. Now, honestly, I feel that can be a little messed up at the same time, because with Shang-Chi, that what Black Widow didn't do was that they simultaneously did Black Widow the same time on Disney Plus, but they only did it, and they only had it at the same time. Pretty much they did it at the same time, bringing it out in the movie theaters with Disney Plus. But the problem is that when they do that, of course, not a lot of people are, because of the whole Delta variant, but whatnot. But a lot of people weren't really trying to go see the movie and whatnot. But somehow with Shang-Chi, it was Labor Day weekend. I mean, maybe that was a big factor as well, because everybody was already going to be out. You know, this is a new movie. Everybody was going to be out. Candyman was already out a week before, and Don't Breathe 2. So it was a week before that. So this is the new movie that everybody was like, oh, it's a Marvel movie, but also it's with a lot of people who don't know what was going on with Shang-Chi. And they were both good. But I feel like, they just got the short end. Black Widow and the Suicide Squad got the short end of the stick, because to me, I feel like when you simultaneously play two movies at the same time, when you're doing it at home and you're doing it to where you can see it at home compared to just going straight to the movie theater, I do see that playing as a factor. But don't give me no bullshit about, oh, because nobody knows who these characters are and whatnot, and oh, nobody knows about, like, who cares? Who cares? When we basically watch movies and shows and everything, unless if it's a remake of something, half of the time we don't know what the fuck most of these shows and movies are talking about or who these characters are until we actually see a goddamn trailer. So don't make no goddamn excuses about how a person, we don't know who Idris Elba's character's playing. We don't know who Peacemaker is or Bloodsport or anything. Do you really have to know who they are in order to actually enjoy a fucking movie? I mean, that's what I'm saying. And I enjoyed Suicide Squad. Unfortunately, I didn't see it in the movie theater, but I saw it at home and I enjoyed it. And I think, pound for pound, probably one of the best DC movies, cartoon movies. One of the DC movies I've seen thus far. I mean, out of the top ones, I mean, we're not even including, like, okay, there's Dark Knight, Man of Steel. I actually like the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut has actually got there. Shazam, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and then you have this one. I mean, so, like, they got some pretty good stuff that went down. I mean, I don't see what the problem is, but I think it was just the excuse of, and honestly, I feel like they were expecting Shang-Chi to fail too. And it's funny because I think that they were calling Shang-Chi an experiment, and it, like, clearly backfired against, like, and this is the people coming from Disney talking shit about their own product. Oh, we're going to see how this experiment works. And I'm like, well, damn, that's a little messed up. Like, you're sitting here talking about your own IP that you're using, and you don't even have faith in the stuff in it. That's a little messed up. And honestly, I feel that, like I said, it was just the issues of, when you're for Suicide Squad and Black Widow, for them to simultaneously have them on the platforms as well as in the movie theaters. If anything, I would have done, bring you out the movie theaters first and see how your success rate goes. And if it doesn't go any further than the front door, then put your stuff on Disney Plus or something like that. Or, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to where you're literally coming out of the pocket an additional $30. Well, I mean, if you don't have Disney Plus and if you want to see the movie or like Black Widow or anything, you have to come out of pocket when you already have a subscription on top of coming out of pocket. I'm like, dude, we're already paying like, what, how much? Like, what, $8, maybe $12 for Disney Plus or something? I don't know. I don't have it. But I mean, well, I'm not paying for it, but I mean, not yet anyway, but I don't know. I'm just fooling around. Anyway, but I mean, even that with that's an issue. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, these movies were actually good and rightfully so, and they felt right. They felt right. They felt better than most of the other films I've seen this entire year, and that's crazy enough. So, and it just sucks. But hopefully there's some things to still look forward to. I mean, hell. And speaking of which, we're going to talk about the movie I'm kind of looking forward to on Christmas right now, which is Matrix Resurrections. So, saw the trailer today. Trailer today looks pretty interesting, and I must say, it's like, I don't know why, but like freaking Keanu Reeves has got this vibe. He has the John Wick vibe to him with the long hair and his look. It just looks like everything he's been in now, like except for this one movie where he was a lawyer. And like even with that, it's like with the John Wick with the beard and the look. Well, I mean, he couldn't really chop his hair off because he was both. Keep in mind that he was doing Matrix. He was basically working on both movies at the same time. So he was doing Matrix and John Wick 4 around the same time frame, because the funny part is both of them are supposed to be coming out pretty soon, like around the same time of each other. And I know Matrix 4 is coming out in Christmas, so I mean, and honestly, I don't know if they're in post-production with John Wick 4, but obviously it's really not that far behind. But then now you see, but it's interesting because you start seeing some things with like Carrie and Moss. She's back in the role playing Trinity. You know, of course, yeah, we got freaking we got freaking Keanu Reeves playing Neo again. I just want to see how that transpires. And we have I keep forgetting homeboy's name, but he was in Aquaman and Candyman, and he was in a lot of stuff. The Watchers, I mean the Watchmen series. He was Dr. Manhattan. He was in a few things. I keep forgetting old boy's name though. Let me pull that up. Let's see. I keep forgetting his name. Relax, people. Just give me a second so I can. Hopefully, I don't butcher this dude's name. I'll butcher his name in the process. Okay. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Damn, that's a mouthful. Yahya. Damn, his name is Yahya. Okay, we'll just call him Yahya. Well, Yahya is basically, looks like he's playing the role of looks like he might be playing the role of a young Morpheus. And it's funny because I don't see nothing with Lawrence Fishburne in anything of this. In fact, I don't even think he's even a part of this whole thing. But he is actually in Matrix 4. I believe that he's in Matrix 4 as well. So, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you literally bring back Carrie Ann Moss. Lawrence Fishburne. I'm sorry. Lawrence Fishburne. I have a taste for fish right now. I don't know why, but catfish. Oh, but but yeah, that's kind of weird. A movie without Lawrence Fishburne in it. Well, I mean, especially something as severe as The Matrix and whatnot. Well, I mean, I don't think Lawrence Fishburne ain't gonna be doing all the Morpheus shit that he was doing. I think he might just be like walking around, standing around, talking about how dope he was in the war and everything, and how he's the only one who survived out of his whole crew, which is kind of a trip when you think about it. Because when the only people that actually survived was like Link and Morpheus, which is cool, you know. Black cats didn't die in the movie, not too much, I guess. But but other than that, trailer looks good. Trailer looks good. I mean, even Neil Patrick Harris is in it too as a therapist, and that's gonna be a trip. I mean, Doogie Howser, yeah, Neil Patrick Harris. I think it was Neil Patrick Harris, yeah, him. He was in it as well. So it looks pretty good, and here's another thing too. It's gonna be in the movie theaters, and it's also gonna be playing at the same time as on HBO Max, which I feel that might be the problem of what's going on. Now, granted, I mean, the movie with Hugh Jackman, Reminiscence, that's in the movie theater as well. But the problem is that I think the worst problem about this is that these movies are being at the same time as in the movie theaters, compared to like when COVID happened. The only way you could watch these movies was at home because the movie theaters were closed. Now the movie theaters are starting to get back open, and they're starting to open up a little more. Like I said, I saw Wrath of Man, Don't Breathe 2, and Shang-Chi in the movie theaters. And so far, so good. I mean, I don't see the problem. If you're going to do that, just because people may not want to go to the movie theater and go watch the movie. But honestly, I feel like this was the issue that Scarlett Johansson was having, was this was taking away from their paycheck, honestly, because this is why Scarlett Johansson's busting out with this lawsuit right now. And honestly, they had to backpedal a little bit with Dwayne Johnson, because when he did the that whole movie on what was it, something Cruise, and it was on it was on HBO, not HBO Max, Disney Plus. I hate doing that too, because I call Hulu Netflix and Netflix Hulu, but with Disney Plus, and they remade a deal with him, so he ain't trying to be on their heads about anything right now. So, and I think that's the biggest problem. I think most of these movies are failing. That's why Suicide Squad and Reminiscence and Black Widow and most of all these shows are most of these movies are failing, because of the fact that they're not getting. That's how Shang-Chi made it, because it was just solely in the movie theater, just like Fast 9, solely in the movie theater, and I think maybe that's the only thing how it's going to work. I mean, the only way people are not going to go to the movie theaters if they keep baiting them to sit there and watch it on HBO Max, if they are even or watching anything on Disney Plus, because they're baiting people to either get a subscription or trying to get them to pay for the platform, or if they have it, they're just not watching it. I mean, that's a possibility too, because when you're at home, your interest in certain things can be deviated. Like, I'm sitting here, if I watch something on YouTube and something catches my attention, I'm just gonna go the other direction real quick because I'm at home. So most of these things that happens within the movies and the shows, what happens in the movies and on these platforms, it can make a big difference when it comes down to like the actor's money. And I am not gonna stun on that. That's pretty fucking crazy. Man, that's nuts. But either way, I digress from my point. Oh, man. But talking about even more entertaining news and whatnot, we are going to get into the entertainment mark right now. So we're going to get into sports entertainment, or pro wrestling at this point, that I like to call it, because we're also going to talk about what's going on with AEW and WWE and whatnot. So, and any other wrestling shows also, it's pretty hardcore stuff. Yeah. So far, like, I watched All Out, the pay-per-view for AEW's All Out. I was impressed. And not only that, they dropped a couple of gems, they dropped 3 gems on us, with Ruby Soho getting into the Casino Royale Battle Royal with and actually winning, because she came up as the Joker. She won the women's battle royal. The Lucha Brothers actually wins the tag championships from the Young Bucks. Kenny Omega goes up against Christian Cage and wins, of course. But Eddie Kingston goes up against Miro, and Miro wins that. He retains his belt. But the main thing that we're going to talk about, too, is we're going to talk about the things that happened. Well, CM Punk and freaking Darby Allin, which was one of the best matches I've seen, and it went the right way. I mean, I honestly felt like there's no way in hell that CM Punk was not going to win, was not going to lose. But it just, with the fact that it didn't hurt Darby Allin's, Darby Allin losing, that blew his whole career up right now. His career is skyrocketing. I mean, out of all the faces, out of all the rising stars in AEW right now, is like the top 3 that I could think of off the rip is Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Jungle Boy. Those are the 3 main ones that are actually making some kind of noise, that people are actually looking at like, oh my God, these cats are cool. I mean, not only that, Jungle Boy is freaking Luke Perry's son, so I mean, that's saying something for himself too. But yeah, but with CM Punk being back and making some serious noise, I mean, it feels good. It feels good to actually watch it again. I mean, it feels good to watch wrestling. And, when you watch all this stuff that's going on WWE, I mean, WWE is dropping characters. Oh, shit. Sorry, the Facebook one fell. There we go. I'm like, oh, shit. But, WWE, they're in trouble, man. They look like they're going to be in some big trouble right now. And, WWE's dropping favorites, and they're doing so much to where now, like, they're literally giving folks over to AEW, and AEW's running with it. And honestly, I feel like AEW obviously got more money than what Vince McMahon has to offer. But then also, them going to Peacock and all that stuff, and it just makes too much drama. But honestly, I feel like AEW is doing the right thing, and like, they're getting talent. There's been debates about like how much talent are they supposed to get, because if they keep getting people from WWE, it might be a problem. But here's the thing with that I always say is that it's not that much of a problem if it's helping the company out, and you got cats like CM Punk, who says he wants to push people up and, like, you know, boost people up and help the company, because obviously these cats, you know, they're young, they're ready to go, they want to do this, they want to handle this stuff, and let them, you know. I mean, he wants to help the company out, and rightfully so. Then you got Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan and or Bryan Danielson. I'm sorry to say, because it's so hard to be saying that now. Bryan Danielson, which is really his real name, so I don't understand why WWE never just ran with it. But, you know, when you're dealing with cats like Adam Cole and talent like that, WWE just doesn't care about, like, like the people that they're through their development. Like, you know, they just want to do it their way, and it's almost like WWE is kind of like resurging old ideas and bringing it out new. Like, for instance, the whole thing with Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross is a beast. He was known as Killer Kross in the Indies and whatnot. And when he was in NXT, he was off the hook. But now, you know, now he's on the they crossed him over to the main roster. But every time when people go to the main roster, they either want to change you up, they want to gimmick you in the worst of ways. Like, looking at how they did him now, like, looks like he's like a kind of like the illegitimate child of one of the Demolition, looking like one of the Axe and Smash, like either Axe or Smash had a son with a woman, and, you know, she just, you know, had him, you know. So I think that's the problem, and I think that's the issue that I have with WWE, is because they don't like they just don't see, like, they were the reason why Adam Cole even made the idea of leaving, because WWE was gonna have him basically be a manager to freaking Keith Lee. He was gonna be Keith Lee's manager and change his name because it was too close to Adam Cole's. I mean, it was too close to Michael Cole. You know what I'm saying? So they were gonna, and so instead of, I mean, and Adam Cole's a dope ass wrestler. Now, he may not be the biggest dude in the room, but, you know, the problem is that they make him, like, the problem with, like, creative with WWE, they don't know how to be creative. How are you creative and don't know how to be creative? You know, you just let them just run the way they are. Why even change the people from NXT? Just like when cats like Mia Yim, and then they want to turn them into, like, the Reckoning and all that crap. And it's just like, dude, just let them be who they were. And then just let them run with it. You know, obviously they were doing something where they were, and I don't know. It's just a lot of shit going on with that. And even Mick Foley said it on his social media, to where, like, WWE is in trouble. And if they keep going the way they're going, and keep in mind, AEW probably has more income to bring people in who really wants to do something, even though a lot of people said that could be a problem, because if they keep getting more talent, then it's like you can't focus on the people who are supposed to be there. Now, I do agree with that to some degree, but because my thing is, when you have too many people on your roster, and I don't really have a problem with this, not everybody has to be a champion. This is what I do know. Not everybody has to be a champion. You could be a fan favorite. You could be a heartthrob. You could be the fan favorite, the heartthrob. You could be the most hated. You could be that anti-person. I mean, they don't even have to really, be a champion in order to be liked. You know what I'm saying? Prime example, look at Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy puts his hands in his pockets, wears sunglasses and a t-shirt. I mean, it's a silly gimmick, but the gimmick works. And honestly, I can't knock it. The gimmick is actually pretty fucking cool. I'm not even going to stunt. All right? So, I mean, it's funny as hell. I mean, even Darby Allin. Darby Allin's not the biggest player in the game, but he has this no fear daredevil mentality that, like, I don't care if I'll go up against the tallest oak tree. You know what I'm saying? That's how dope Darby Allin is. And Jungle Boy, I mean, look at him. He ain't the biggest dude either, but pretty boy, son of 90210's 1990s heartthrob dude Luke Perry, his son Jack Perry. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. What's there not to like? It's fucking the moment they even mentioned, the moment I even found out that was Luke Perry's son, I was like, that's Jack Perry? And he's wrestling? Wow. I mean, right now, they're the rising stars of AEW. And you can't even really say that at WWE. I mean, you have people in developmental, but look what they're doing with these cats nowadays. And now, from what I'm hearing, word around the campfire, Vince and Bruce Pritchard are now taking over for going to start doing NXT in September 15th, changing everything up about how that's going to be. They fired almost over 15 people and some good ass talent too. And now it's like, what the fuck? I don't know. Is that the reason why freaking Triple H had the heart attack? I mean, he had a freaking cardiac arrest, which he's fine now. He just had a successful heart surgery. But shit, for somebody like Triple H to have a freaking heart attack, I don't know if that was a part of the whole situation or what was going on, but Jesus. I mean, hell, it's like they're doing a lot. I feel like AEW, the only way AEW can screw up is if they fuck up themselves. And right now, when you got cats like CM Punk, obviously CM Punk is working with them, but they're giving CM Punk full creative control. Like, I mean, obviously the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Cody, and Tony, they're the guys who's running the show. Obviously, Kenny and the Young Bucks and Cody are booking the matches, and they're doing the creative stuff. I think Cody's doing more of the business aspects, because you hardly see Cody a lot. You don't even see Cody as much anymore. But everything that they're doing, man, it's crazy. I mean, look what they're doing with Malachi Black. When he was Aleister Black in WWE, he was pushing the same vibe. And as dope as he was, they said that they didn't know what to do with him. They didn't know what to do with Aleister Black. But as soon as he goes to AEW, doing Malachi Black, Tommy End, or whatever, pretty much the same style that he already had. And look at him. He's a beast right now. He is doing so much dope shit as Malachi Black than he was doing in WWE. I mean, he was doing dope shit when he was NXT. And honestly, I felt NXT was doing way better than the main roster shit. I could at least say I could appreciate it, but obviously that's not what Vince likes. because Vince obviously still holds on to this old school mentality that bigger has to be better. The gimmicks that he chooses is law. Everything damn near almost looks like a regurgitated was regurgitated of something that was already done. Hell, and the sad part is you're starting to see storylines get regurgitated, and that's crazy enough. I'm starting to see storylines come back up, and even like damn near line from line. And I'm like, dude, like how creative is creative if they keep allowing this shit to happen? That's the $50,000 question. And right now, AEW has something going for itself. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Hold on, you guys. Oh shit, it stopped at 29 minutes. God damn. Add to episode. Okay. Damn, how long have I been running? Damn! I was already 10 minutes out of the hole. Shit. Yeah, sorry, you guys. My podcast kind of stopped on Anchor at like close to 30 minutes. Oh, shit. This is the beauty about doing podcasts, y'all. Make no mistake. Oh, my God. But yeah, crazy stuff, man. Crazy, crazy stuff. But overall, I feel like the problem with WWE, is that obviously they still don't listen to the fans. Like Vince thinks he knows what's best for the company when, obviously his word is law. You had cats like Triple H and HBK who had an idea of what was going on. And obviously now it's starting to be problematic. It's starting to be problematic for everybody right now, which is kind of crazy. And it kind of sucks. Shit, I can't believe it stopped dead flight while I was in the middle of a conversation. I was in it for over 10 minutes. Wow. How special that was. 29 minutes and 55 seconds, so it wasn't that far in. Oh, man, part 2. Shit, I didn't even realize it. Okay. Oh, snap. Well, at least I got it going. Well, I mean, I got it going on YouTube, and I got it on YouTube and Facebook right now. So if anybody out there wants to comment on anything that I'm talking about, please do so. But this is crazy shit, man. I mean, seriously. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see AEW. See if AEW comes out to the West Coast. That'd be cool because I would love to go see a wrestling match. I think the last one I went to go see a SmackDown. I went to go see SmackDown, and it was the first one back in the day. It was years ago, and it was at first when it was The Rock and Booker T when they the first match of the night, and it was a trip. I was like, holy shit, this is so fucking cool. So see wrestling trying to get back into a way where it's not as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, AEW is goofy as hell from time to time. I think that they have too many factions, but I think without them being in a group, they obviously they'll flounder if a lot of them didn't have their own stable, you know. But but honestly, I feel AEW is doing a lot better than fucking WWE right now. I mean, even with the whole thing with Roman Reigns and then I mean, they didn't do shit. I mean, honestly, it's like, you know, you got a mercenary like Brock Lesnar, who's a face, I might add. And that's going to be a trip because Brock hasn't been a face since 2003. So that's going to be a trip. I mean, and then I'm pretty sure he's only going to be at like Crown Jewel or some shit to where, you know, he ain't going to be there 24/7. He ain't going to do all that. I mean, I think the main reason why they're doing this is because they're going to lead up. They're trying to lead up Roman Reigns versus The Rock at SummerSlam. I mean, that's the only reason why, to me, it makes sense. That the only reason why Brock, only person I could see right now beating Roman Reigns would be Brock Lesnar, wholeheartedly. I mean, and maybe he might even, I think what they might do in this aspect, because you can't have, like, a Survivor Series is coming up pretty soon, right after Crown Jewel. And they usually do Raw versus SmackDown in a Survivor Series match and see who wins. Now, doesn't make sense to have two heels face each other as champions, which is Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns. I mean, nobody really wants to really see that match. I mean, because we already seen it before, but seeing two heels go at it, which would be interesting as hell to see Roman. Well, the main thing, it will be interesting to see MVP and MVP and freaking Paul Heyman on the mic go up against each other. That would be dope as hell. I'm not even gonna cap. That would actually be dope. But it's a trip. I mean, that'll be a crazy thing. But I feel like, if anything, I think if they do this and Brock Lesnar becomes champion, if Brock Lesnar beats Roman Reigns, it will definitely be Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. And then Brock loses the belt before Royal Rumble he'll lose the belt before Royal Rumble or by Royal Rumble or at Royal Rumble. And then Roman Reigns goes up against whoever in the and like whoever wins the Royal Rumble will probably go up against Roman Reigns. Because right now, I don't really see anybody. They've been protecting him for a solid fucking year. The only matches that he might have lost was a triple threat match, or not even a triple threat, a tag team where he's teaming up with his cousins against whoever he was fighting. And those are the only times he's officially lost. At least with Bobby Lashley, he might have lost on some fluke shit, or he might have lost on some, his losses were somewhat believable. I actually like that. I mean, it wasn't for the title, and that at all. That was actually cool. Maybe if they would have did that to Roman a little bit, I mean, because he was fighting some genuine people like Daniel Bryan and Edge. I mean, and they kind of squandered that. Edge did all that to come back and everything just to come back and just to lose in general. Come on. And lose in the kind of embarrassing kind of way to where you're literally stacked up on another person and get a 3 count. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel AEW is gonna make some serious noise, and like people are talking about, well, wasn't it too early to bring Bryan Danielson and Ruby Riot, Ruby Soho, and all of them out so early, and Adam Cole so early? No, because I'm pretty sure there's still some people in the pipeline right now ready to come back out, come on in. I mean, hell, we're not even we're not even out of the year yet, and we still got some shit going on. So, I mean, there's a lot going on, and I feel that it's gonna be off the hook, man. Oh my gosh, ain't that a trip? But wrestling, man, it's a wonderful thing. You can actually sit there and enjoy TV, man. But now we're moving on to some other things. Now we're going to get into the video game aspect of everything. So for me, I've been trying to play, catch up on a lot of things. Plus, also I have my Twitch channel that I've been trying to really get off the ground and whatnot. So I've been making some serious moves with that as well. So been playing some games. Streets of Rage 4 is still the best beat 'em up game I've played thus far, and still hands down probably the best game of 2020, bar none. You know, but then here comes Hades, and Hades is like addictively fun. The story is great. Freaking, I'm not really into dungeon crawlers like that, but Hades, I mean, I've died 50 times in that game, and every time you go in back to Hades, you go back to come back from either Tartarus or Elysium or anywhere, and then you're like, oh, I need to get my comeuppance, or I need to get my revenge on this cat for real. So, and it's cool. I actually like this game. It's fun as fuck, man. I love playing this game. It's dope. I actually got to do a Twitch of it today. So, but it's fun. You're playing Zagreus. I mean, I didn't think I would be in some roguelike dungeon crawler game having this much fun. And there's so much stuff for you to do. And it changes, the game style changes on you, so it doesn't feel the same when you're picking up boons and other weapon or using different kind of weapons. And the thing is, if you die, you lose all the stuff that you build up. It's almost like playing a survival game. It's almost kind of like how I play Mr. X Nightmare, and like every time you pass a mission, you get a buff, or you get, like, we call them buffs. So you get a thing that builds up your strength, or gives you speed, or you could do an electrical attack or a fire attack or a poison, or and it kind of feels like that. And the thing is, if you die, that's it. You lose all your shit. So that's pretty cool. I actually like stuff like that. And it can be annoying from time to time, but at the end of the day, you're having fun, and the gameplay value is priceless because you can always go back to it, and it doesn't feel old. It doesn't feel old. I can go back and I could do this and have fun. And between Hades is definitely, to me, got it down for this year. And Hades been out since 2018? Well, it was on Twitch and Steam. I mean, it was on Steam and the Nintendo Switch before it came into PS4 and all the other major consoles. But damn, this game is dope, man. I'm telling you guys, like, I didn't think I was going to have this much fun, and the story is compelling as hell. Zach is trying to get out of Hades so he can, and he's going up against his father, but I don't want to spoil anything because I'm still in mid-flight trying to figure it out. But I finally got to Hades. I lost, and I had to go back to the front, and it doesn't take very long. I mean, you go through a couple of dungeons to like get to the boss, but you have to fight the bosses in that stage again, though. So between in Tartarus, you got to fight the Furies, And the next stage, you have to fight the Hydra, the Bone Hydra, and then the other one you got to fight Theseus and the Minotaur, which is like, God, it's so hard. I think that's probably the most, well, next to the soldiers in Isleum, you got to be really on your toes with them because they be doing some crazy shit in there. But yeah, that game is fun as hell. Like I said, I'm gonna get on Twitch and actually do a live stream on it. I was actually gonna do a live stream. Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna be doing a live stream on my Twitch and playing that. And oh my god, that game is fun. Like, it's fun. I mean, like, indie games to me are are doing better than most of the main titles. You know, like, hell, I'm playing indie games and I'm having a joyful time in under $50 at that. You know, like Hades was what, $25? Freaking Streets of Rage 4, $25, maybe $29 with the, and if you get the Nightmares, Mr. X Nightmare DLC, it was only $7.99. You're still under like $30, maybe. In good quality ass games too. Like, I don't know. It's like these major titles and major ones, like, I can't deal. I mean, I'm even gonna talk about Aliens Fireteam Elite. Game's fun. I wish they would have a little bit more, but I think, like, since they have a major title, a major IP that they're that, you know, an indie developer was using, and they played it really safe. You know what I'm saying? They played it really safe, and they weren't really like, there's not a lot of stuff in there. It's fun. I think that the only thing that it lacks in the game is that there's no serious boss battles. And I think, like, they don't let the xenomorphs be random enough. Because granted, when you play the first round, when you play it for the first time, it's kind of creepy. It's kind of like your anxiety goes up a little bit because you don't know what the hell. Like, they're coming from the walls, they're on the roof, they're doing all this shit. They swarm sometimes, but then if you die and go back to that same one, you can actually you can actually tell when they're about to come. And so it's like, oh, they're on the left, or they're coming to the left, and now they're going to come to the right. And I think it's also because, like, the AI doesn't do shit. They give you some droid-looking motherfuckers, like, playing with you. And sometimes they kind of, like, tell you that they're coming. Like, ambush! What the fuck? And then next thing you know, a freaking stalker alien jumps on you and, you know, oh, ambush! Like, oh shit. It was like, so it was kind of forewarning you. And I think you don't need that. I mean, I think it would be cool to, like, just give me some generated humans so I can actually, you know, instead of just some androids or some kind of androids backing me up, which honestly in Aliens, most of the androids in Alien franchise have always been villains. You know, let's just be honest. I mean, the game's fun when you play with people. Story mode, like when you're playing by yourself, which honestly I just feel like it's probably better for me to do, so I can just do all my stuff because, you know, I'm starting to get used to playing online with people. Let's just say it like that. But yeah. Whoo, man, but Jesus Christ, dude. But, I mean, so far, I mean, it's still a fun game. I'm not going to knock. I think they just need to make a few tweaks to it. Maybe put an actual boss battle in the game. Like, you know, you got some unique aliens, but then, you know, make it a boss fight, you know, when you get close to the when you get close to what you're trying to do and actually give them something to really fight, you know. And I think that's the only thing that's missing. And I think that they played it a little too safe. There's not a lot of content in the game. So I know you unlock recon after you beat the game. And, you know, I mean, I think the sounds, everything looks great. I just think that they just need to make the aliens, I think they need to make the xenomorphs a little bit more random, you know, instead of just like, okay, they died, shake it up, you know, now they're coming from the roof, you know what I'm saying? Or like now they're sneaking in and, you know, tell the android motherfuckers to shut up. Like, tell them motherfuckers to stop talking. You know, I think that'd be cool. But yeah, woo, man, it is a solid hour when I did this. So either way, I'm going to get off the hook right now, you guys. But yeah, this is the Late for the Party Super Show. Woo, boy, on Late for the Party on Anchor FM and Late for the Party live on YouTube and Facebook. Man, well, not the Super Show, but Late for the Late for the Party Show, where I talk about all types of stuff. Try to get all this down within one segment, like not just in one segment, but I'm gonna chop them up. So when I go on my Anchor, I'll chop it up and then I'll be able to put it in there as well. So yeah, you guys, man, like always, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and support the podcast. Damn, I'm starting to get lighter, or damn, I need to dim the light a little bit. But please like, comment, share, subscribe to the podcast, and support the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel. Yes, I'm on TikTok too now. I think some people have seen some of my shorts on my YouTube, my Instagram, and yes, I do have a TikTok. Oh my gosh, yes. I finally hit the TikTok bug, ladies and gentlemen. And now it has become addictive as hell. So if you see some random shit pop up on my TikTok and everything, yes, I am there right now. So and I'm having fun too. Oh my gosh. I can't front. I go away from TikTok for like a few seconds and like for like a month, and then I see people's been looking at my shit. So it's just like, damn, tickle me pink. Like for real. I didn't think it was that possible, but hey, shit, to each his own. But here we go. And here we are. So yes, you guys, like I said, my link tree is like, if you want to check out where I am on all my platforms, you can go on my link tree to find out what's going on with everything I'm doing. My link tree is in my descriptions and bios of all my social media. So if you want to go on there, you see everything from my Twitch, TikTok, freaking Peanut Gallery Network. Also giving a props out to my boys Anacron and everybody in the PG Peanut Gallery fam. What up, y'all? Also, like I said, check out your boys' cool Late for the Party merch, like the Face for Radio, I'm Mad, Harry the Madman, Harry LaBrea t-shirt. One of my original ones. Yes, you could check all that. You could check that all out on the Late for the Party store on spring.com. Like I said, you could go on my link tree and you can go directly to it. Bam, everything is right there. One-stop shopping, baby. Also, you can check out all my music, all I do, all my music and everything on the Peanut Gallery Network, which will connect everything to my SoundCloud. For real, everything is all there. One-stop shopping, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, the link is in the description. If you can't touch it on your phone to where you can link it, you know, text it to yourself. It's all right there, you know. Yeah, Linktree / Late for the Party. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! I said a lot. Oh, I need a drink. Damn, maybe that tequila sounds pretty good right about now. Either way, because I know it's past like 3 o'clock. So either way, you guys, I'm going to get off the hook. As always, I am your host, Melodious, a.k.a. Cover Boy, the Modern Marvel, also known as the Madman Harry Labrea, signing off. And as always, if you're going to be late for the party, turn it up to 11. Do, 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 do.